Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture's My Life. Now, this is sort of going to be an Eastern nutrition special. Why? Because I'm getting messages on the Acupuncture's My Life app asking what types of foods in general, what types of foods we can eat to live longer. And it's a pretty broad question. And the individuals, my first response to some of them is start out with seeing an acupuncturist. And I've answered some of the questions, and there was so many I said I'll just do a podcast discussing that, because it's listeners that listen to the Acupuncture's My Life podcast on a regular basis. And if you don't already have the app, simply download it. It's free at the Apple Store for iPhone users or Google Play Store for Android users. And also, Chef Kiara's cooking show is back. It is back by popular demand. It's been 2 years since her last episode, and so many individuals are upset, but I am announcing it. It's back, and you can watch her cooking show. Her first episode upon her return will be airing in 24 hours. So everyone be ready. You can watch it on Acupuncture's My Life TV, which is streaming on Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Android TV, and even iPhone and Android devices. Just look up Acupuncture's My Life TV. But her first episode is back, and it's a great episode because it's going to be discussing high blood pressure and an awesome meal that she cooked for individuals who have high blood pressure. It tastes great. You guys have to check that episode out. But anyway, back to ways in which you can eat to live longer. And you want to start out, and I speak of drinking tea so much. Get rid of the coffee, drink tea. Get rid of the coffee and drink tea. Black tea, oolong tea, green tea is great for you. You also, vegetables are super important, because you want to live longer, and it's almost impossible these days to live disease-free, but you really want to mitigate that reality as much as possible. So here's what's key, and this is tied to what is called an angio-preventive diet. All right? Angio-preventive diet. Now, in that journey in attempting to live as disease-free as possible, what happens is your body has to maintain this special balance between having the ability to form new blood vessels. And yes, I'm sure some of you are raising your eyes, you're surprised. Yeah, your body does form. It's a continuous process of forming new blood vessels, because that's important for the restoration of blood supply, for treating cardiovascular diseases, and for the healing of wounds. And your body, it has to keep that cell, and it has to keep cellular growth in check, or else you're at an increased risk of cancer as well as other diseases. Okay? And you see this cycle, this process of your body forming new blood vessels is known as angiogenesis. And it's natural. It's natural. But it can also have a negative effect by feeding the growth of diseases such as Alzheimer's disease, obesity, cancer, and vision loss as a result of diabetes. All right? And you want to starve tumors that are responsible for cancer. And to do that, as cancer being, one of the diseases, you want to starve these tumors by targeting abnormal blood vessels that feed them. And this is where an angiopreventive diet comes in, because it keeps this angiogenesis defense system in balance, which is super, super important. And, foods of this particular diet, basically focus on enhancing your body's ability to starve cancer and maintain a balanced angiogenesis, would include things such as tomatoes, tea, again, pomegranate, black raspberries, even licorice, but not too much. Not too much. And I'll probably do a separate episode discussing the dangers of too much licorice. Okay. And what else? To live a longer life, you also want to eat more in the way of fatty fish, flavonoids. See, these things tend to regenerate stem cells. Because we have stem cells all over the body, in our organs, lungs, liver, gut, bone marrow. And the purpose of stem cells is to basically maintain, repair, as well as regenerate our tissues. And the foods that we eat tend to affect this process, which is why I say so many times, leave the alcohol alone. Stay away from the processed foods. Just leave fast food alone, One of, let's look at a regenerative food. It's fatty fish such as salmon or even mackerel. Because if you have a diet that's rich in fish oil tends to increase the production of stem cells that are tied to better circulation in oxygen deprived muscles. And also flavonoids is another form of food that spurs this regeneration of stem cells as well, along with, let's say, black tea, dark chocolate, mangoes, olive oil. You also want to eat much in the way of antioxidant rich foods. Why? Because that also protects your DNA. See, these are things you're going to hear, from an acupuncturist, sitting with an acupuncturist, and more, and much more. Because what's focused on balancing yin and yang, invigorating qi and blood, and so forth and so on as well, but much more. I'm just giving you the general talk that you'd receive in an Eastern nutrition counseling session. But there are certain foods that can trigger your DNA to fix itself. In the sense of it could turn on helpful genes and turn off harmful ones. So you're going to want to eat much in the way of foods that can repair and maintain your healthy DNA. And these types of foods that are great and rich in DNA repair type of nutrients, and it slows down cellular aging, are, foods that are rich in, let's say, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, lycopene, beta carotene, selenium, lutein. So, types of food you want to really eat a lot of during the week or throughout the week is kale, spinach. And I speak of leafy greens a lot, but you also want to include oranges, broccoli, carrots, red peppers, all types of berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, eggs, lentils, sardines, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, almond, tea again, and spices such as turmeric can be beneficial. But it's good, like I said, to sit with an acupuncturist to determine what's best for you, because everyone's constitution is different. And we understand that. As acupuncturists, we totally understand that, because we understand that health is wealth. The wealth, it's not in the bank. It's not in the safe. It's not in your pocket. It's not in your purse. It's not under your mattress. It's not in the shoebox in the closet. It's not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's in you. And we understand that. Totally. And also, you want to consider eating anti-inflammatory foods, which would tend to activate your immune defense. Because every disease or disorder tends to be linked to your immune system in some type of way. And so there are going to be cases where your immune response to a disease or an infection is weak, and it can't respond effectively. And then there's going to be times that say your immune system will go into chronic overdrive, and when that happens, there you have inflammation. And this inflammation now will damage healthy tissue. And these are things you'll learn just from simply watching Acupuncture's My Life TV, streaming on Roku TV or Apple TV or Amazon Fire or Android TV, or even all types of iPhone devices or Android devices. You'll learn this stuff in the Eastern Nutrition section. But you want to boost your immune defense by eating anti-inflammatory foods. And that would include, let's say, broccoli, black raspberries, what else is good? Olive oil, cranberry juice, walnuts, blueberries, chili peppers. Sit with your acupuncturist. You'll learn what's best for your constitution, what's best for you. There's no one size fits all. So if someone says, hey, eat parsley every day. Now that may not be good for you. It may be good for others or someone else. So I'm constantly recommending, see a physician on an annual basis, get blood work done and things like that, urinalysis. But see an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. It's important that you do so. You know what? If you're operating a vehicle right now, do me a favor and pull it over to the side of the road. And if you're crossing the street, hurry up and safely get across the street. And if you're carrying or lifting something heavy, take a moment, rest it down. I need everyone in a relaxed position right now, because I need you to close your eyes and I need you to say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open them. Boom. You are now brand new. And brand new you are. Now, another thing you can do is to add years to live longer. period, to live longer, is be conscious to add fermented foods to your diet in order to boost your microbiome. Because the vast majority of your immune system is in your gut. So you want to support your body's defense system, which is your immune system. So you want to add microbiome supporting foods to your diet, as well as remove these processed meats, just processed foods in general, sodas, artificial sweeteners, refined sugars. Get rid of those. And again, you're going to add some black tea, oolong tea, or green tea. Because those types of teas, believe it or not, it can increase the good bacteria in your gut as well as decrease the bad. Okay? And then you have other foods that can benefit your gut, such as kiwi fruit, pumpernickel bread, sourdough, dark chocolate, beans that are rich in fiber, kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir. These things beneficial to you. Super, super beneficial. You know, again, it's just, it all comes back to what I say over and over. Make acupuncture part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?